What's good, YouTube? It's Nas, and we back with another video. Road to 400 subscribers, of course. In today's video, I was just thinking about Anthony Davis, and I was just thinking about Anthony Davis has a chance to have a monster season this season. Like last season, yes, before the All-Star break, AD was on a mission. I remember I made a video, one of my first videos. I think it was actually my first video on this YouTube channel talking about AD has a chance to win MVP. And this season, with no Kyrie Irving, like, the offense is going to be run through AD, and they're going to need AD for a carry job until Kyrie gets back. And AD is a monster at the power forward position. Like, we saw what he looked like his first game playing with the Mavericks. Like, he had 34 in the third quarter, 34 and 10. He had a double-double. He was making Luka fans or the Dallas Mavericks that was sad about the Luka trade. He was making them look like, okay, we got to remember who AD is. But this season, I feel like AD could have another MVP champion year. Like, maybe he could be a sleeper pick for MVP, but obviously you might have to play him. You could play AD at the power forward in the center position due to the Mavs' depth. Like, Nico Harrison has put a lot of depth into this Mavericks team with defense, shooting, scoring, blah, 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 but I feel like you give it to AD in a low post and he's going to go to work. You give it to AD on the perimeter if he decides to slim up like Pelicans AD, because Pelicans AD is my favorite version of AD. Yes, Lakers AD was dominant. He was a scorer, but it's something about Pelicans AD. He was shifty. He had the jumper. He had, obviously, the nice touch. He had the spin move. Like, he just was a whole different player than, obviously, the Lakers AD, which bulked up so he could play the center position, but I don't know. Like, I just feel like this season could be a special Anthony Davis season for some reason. Like, I'm feeling it in my gut, and barring from injury, because we know AD is, I wouldn't say AD is an injury-prone player, but we know AD is out for most of the time. But when AD is out there, he's undoubtedly a top 8 player in the NBA. Top 7 if I'm being generous, but we know what AD is capable of. It's all about him staying healthy, and this whole Mavericks team is basically built around him when you really think about it. Like, obviously, you got Max Christie, who came with AD. He looked like a great piece to add for him with his shooting. He stepped up at the start of the trade. After it settled in, I think he dropped back down, but obviously that doesn't matter. You got AD, you got Kessler Edwards, a good defender. You got Dante Exum, who rejuvenated his career on the Dallas Mavericks for the last couple seasons. You got Cooper Flag, obviously your rookie. I need to get into that, like, because do you think you start Cooper Flag at the small forward position and let AD play the 3? I mean, AD play the 4, because I don't know if Cooper Flag is ready to play the small forward position yet. Because what we've seen in Summer League, it looks like Cooper Flag is a power forward right now. He doesn't have the jumper. His handle still needs a lot of work. So I feel like if he tightens this up, like, he could easily tighten that up in training camp or during the offseason. But if he doesn't tighten that up, like, do you play AD at the 5 when you know AD loves playing the 4? He loves playing it as his natural position. Or do you just settle into the game and let them switch off? Because remember, you have Lively and Gafford too, so you're going to have to make Cooper Flag play the 3 unless you start PJ Washington. And I don't even really think PJ Washington has improved this game to play the small forward position, but both of those are power forwards, and AD is a power forward too. But let's just get into that. You got Daniel Gafford, obviously your second big man, starting big man. Now I would still start Lively, my bad, but it's interesting to see. You got 2 starting caliber big men playing next to AD, which is all that AD has ever wanted on the Lakers, which is kind of crazy to me now that he has 2 big men. We saw how dominant he was, and obviously if the Lakers would have put a big man next to him, imagine what AD would have seen, or imagine what AD we would have seen in LA. You got Jaden Hardy, you obvious young scorer off the bench who doesn't really get a lot of PT except for when players is injured. You got Kyrie Irving, who is obviously going to be out for some of this season. You got Kai Jones, you got Miles Kelly, you got Derek Lively, who's coming back from an injury. You got Najee Marshall, who rejuvenated his career too. Like, I didn't know Najee Marshall was, because could score the ball. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I might sound like a casual, but I did not watch a lot of Pelicans games unless Zion was out there. But I didn't know Najee Marshall was capable of that, because we saw obviously Najee Marshall take a step up because Kyrie and AD were hurt. When Luka was hurt, Najee Marshall stepped up. So you'll see how he does with obviously a team that wants to make the playoffs. You got Dwight Powell still. You got Caleb Martin, Olivier Max Prosper, I think that's how you say his name. You got D'Lo, who's supposed to hold it down till Kyrie obviously returns. Do we think D'Lo can hold it down at that starting point guard position? You got Klay Thompson, who looks to have a bounce back season this season again. You got PJ Washington. Like, this depth for the Dallas Mavericks is huge, and I think adding Kyrie, like, you know why people call this, or you can say this could probably be a top 5 seed in a loaded Western Conference. Today, this all relies on AD being AD, or AD taking another leap like he did last season at the beginning of the season, because we saw LeBron struggle for a bit. I don't know if y'all remember, because LeBron started to turn it up and started to act like he was 28 again, but LeBron struggled at the start of the season. And AD was holding it down, and AD did look like the best player on the Lakers at that moment in time. But obviously, it didn't really stand like that because AD was traded to the Dallas Mavericks. And like I said, his first game playing with the Mavs, like, hold on, I'm trying to find it right now. I just had it up. His first game playing with the Mavs, in 31 minutes, he had 26 points, 16 rebounds, and 7 assists in 31 minutes. He was dominating, and he wasn't even supposed to be out there. He wasn't ready yet. But obviously, he came back in the season. He came back, and he didn't look like himself until, obviously, April, when he got his footing back. He had 34-15, 27-9, 13-11-6, 23-13-10. In the play-in games where he wanted to come back and try to give them a chance to make the playoffs, he had 27-9, and when he got injured in the last game of the play-in, he had 40-19. I mean, not 40-19, my bad. He had 40 and 9 rebounds. Come on, bro. Imagine we see this full AD for the whole season with the Mavs making the playoffs. Like, without Kyrie for the couple seasons, like, you're going to have to put AD in that MVP conversation. And I don't really see a lot of people talking about next year's MVP yet. So why don't I just toss in AD's hat if he's healthy? But obviously you can't rely on that 100% because AD hasn't shown you that he could be fully healthy. And like I was saying earlier, or like 2 minutes ago, but in this season with the Los Angeles Lakers, he played 42 games. He averaged 25.5 points per game, 12 rebounds, and 3.5 assists. He looked like the best player on the Lakers. And with the Dallas Mavericks, he struggled because obviously the injury. I can't even say struggle. He was on a minutes restriction. And he played 9 games for the Mavs this season. He averaged 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 4.5 assists. And I'm just telling y'all, look out for a monster AD season, because in this offseason, I really don't see anybody talking about Anthony Davis. Yes, we're talking about Kyrie. Yes, we're talking about all these guards. But what about the big men? Show these big men some love too. And obviously, since AD is not on the Lakers no more, he's not going to get the same media coverage that he once was getting. Like, he's been, ever since the trade, I basically feel like he's been a forgotten quantity, because we know trading a player like Luka Doncic, even though you're a superstar in your own right, you are 34 years old. You're not young Anthony Davis, the shot blocking machine, the shifty AD from the Pelicans with all this hype. Like, you're a known quantity, and we know what we're going to get out of Anthony Davis, and people still try to act like he's some scrub, and I'm not gonna be one of those people to say that, because AD was dominant this season when he was out there. Nobody could really guard AD in this NBA. And so, what do we think that Anthony Davis is capable of this season? Like, I think we're in for a monster Anthony Davis season. Maybe that's just me, or maybe I'm just being optimistic about the Mavs till Kyrie comes back. But let me know how y'all feel about Anthony Davis, and what do y'all think AD is going to do this season, and let me know his averages, or predict his averages. Subscribe. I hope you enjoyed. What's good, y'all? If y'all made it to the end of the video, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and the channel icon's right here on the right, and there's a video on the left. Click one of them holes if you didn't watch it already, and subscribe. Help the channel grow, and I appreciate you.